All right, good afternoon. Hello, confirm if you can hear me. Hello, can you unmute yourself and confirm if you can hear me?
Okay, good afternoon. I can hear you. Yeah, good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing today?
Yeah, do very well. And you too.
Okay, I'm good. I'm sure you can see my screen as well.
Yes, introduction. Yeah.
Okay, all right. This introduction to data science. We have introduction to data science and introduction to cybersecurity. And before we go for um um before we go for the essential class, that's going for the other cybersecurity essentials or data analytics essentials. All right, but we started with the introduction to data science today, and tomorrow will be introduction to cybersecurity. So basically, looking at Cisco Portal itself, Cisco is actually wide in some areas. Like I said in the orientation class, is a core um, networking organization, both wired and wireless networking. Okay, yeah. The data science is newly introduced to the platform. There are some courses that are referred to as certification aligned, like the networking, which we have CCNA, that's Cisco Certified Network Associate, and other certifications under networking like CCNP as well. We have other certification aligned as well, like the cyber ops and similar courses. So some courses that are not aligned under Cisco actually have other partners that can be certified with, like the data science have partners like AWS that one can get certification um with. And even if you do some certification with Cisco, it's still advised that you do some certification under Azure platforms like I earlier mentioned, the AWS security system and all that. So like starting going straight to the point, the data science itself, it's a it's a system in which, or is the science behind data structuring, where we structure data, where we filter data, where we make use of the data needed for a particular project. Now, we could gather data for particular reason, either to take decision, to make a meaningful decision, whether for investment or for a management decision, whether to upscale, whether to um, like lay off some staff or the rest of it. So we need data science for so many things, and it cuts across all all boards, not just one particular industry. In the financial industry, we need data science. We need to gather our data to perform to carry out some basic decision, whether for financial analysis, for investment, and any other thing we may think of. So the science behind this is what is referred to as data science. We also have what we refer to as what we refer to as data engineering. Okay, when we talk about data engineering, is quite different to data science. When we talk when we talk about when we talk about data analysis, is still different to data science. So data analysis is like the 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 beginning of them all. While the data science is the science behind making use of the data, then engineering is more core about it, making use of the tools, making use of the tools, and taking advantage of what it is. Excuse me, I want to mute someone. All right. And that is that. Okay.
The that is not the trend for this country again.
Okay. So now starting introduction to data science. I shared a video yesterday on the platform. You can watch this video on your own, but let's go straight to what we'll be doing on this um, module. We have 4 modules here. Like I said, this is just introduction. We have 4 modules here. Um, the introduction, which talk about the definition of data, the different types of data we have, the volunteer data, observed data, and inferred data. We'll get there soon. Then we'll try to like data is all around us, knowingly or unknowingly, either consciously or unconsciously. We impute our data to some places where we don't feel it doesn't mean anything, and it's actually there for life, forever. And understanding, having the business understanding of what data is, and experiencing data analytics summary. Then the second module, we have the data collection and storage, and we also have artificial intelligence and machine learning. This is introducing us to machine learning and artificial intelligence. Okay, so after that, we now have the last module for the introductory aspect, which is embarking on your career in data analytics. So by the time you are able to get introduced to what data science is all about, and you'll be able to know, you've been able to form the foundation of what you're going to you get to know under the data science essentials or data analytics. These days we have what we call Internet of Things. What is Internet of Things? IoT. You've been seeing IoT or IoT security here and there. Internet of Things talks about the connectivity of gadgets, devices, your phones, the CCTV, your car tracker, um, any gadget. You just want to renew your paper, and the VIO is telling you that you violate one traffic rule the other day, and your data is there. You're like surprised what happened. Now, these are examples of Internet of Things. The Internet of Things store data, retrieve it part time whenever we need it. This is a typical example of what we do under data science, and that is what machine learning does. You don't need anybody to snap you with the phone. The camera will automatically capture you because it has your record of your plate number, it has the record of the kind of car you drive, it has the record of the owner of that car, it has the record of the last time you renewed your paper, and you go there, they tell you that your your car paper have been due for past 2 weeks, but you kept driving it, and they fine you 20,000 naira or whatever Lagos State is is charging. Actually explained it based on where I'm based, I'm staying. So that is an overview of what we're going to study under this introduction to data science. So let's go on. So we have welcome to data crunchers. When we talk about data crunchers are those people that make use of data, that does data analysis and all that. That is, it's just an introductory and a welcome video we have here. Then I'm sure right now some of us might have be using our portal, and by now you have, you know how to use it. If not, you can reach out to me after this class if you have any challenge. Now let's go. What is data? I want you to watch this video very well. Then we'll now come back after the Let me share that again because I didn't share with the video, with the audio, I mean. So let me replay that.
Generate a great amount of data that can be volunteered, observed,
Okay.
or inferred. You volunteer data by filling out forms, posting photos and videos on social media, or consenting to website policies. Organizations also collect data about you through observations, such as your location, stores you frequent, and websites you visit. Your personal style, likes and dislikes, and behavioral habits can even be inferred from your actions. By itself, all this data can be rather meaningless. However, that changes immediately once you apply data analytics to your data. The process of taking data from its raw state and using it to inform useful actions is the realm of data analytics. Through the power of analytics, organizations can use your volunteered, observed, or inferred data to provide you with a personalized experience.
Okay, if I may ask, what do you understand by this video? You can mute yourself and tell me. Joseph, you're welcome to the class. Tosi Oluwole Kumapayi, you're all welcome to the class. Now, what do you understand by this video? Before I continue, you can mute yourself, please.
Okay, good afternoon once again. So yeah, I think
Good afternoon, sir.
according to this video, we have been showed data, and we have been showed various ways that they can be collected. You know, which I would identify to be volunteer data, inferred data, and observed data. So those are, that's what the video just taught right now.
Okay, thank you. We'll do an exercise that follows this now. Can another person tell us what you understand by this video?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I'm Joseph.
Okay.
From the video, I understand that data can be released or shared knowingly or unknowingly. Just like they said in Fred, you didn't know before you shared the data.
Hello?
That's one of the things I understand from the video.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Hello, Mr. Oluwale. You want to say something?
Sorry, my brother. It was a call that came in, and
Okay.
I didn't allow me to play the video. So sorry.
Okay. All right. Now, we're going to do this exercise now. I want you to watch carefully. So you can remain unmuted.
Your daily activities, you generate a
Let's do this exercise. Now, look at this. Look at this exercise very well. It says, in each of the following scenarios, select whether you should use volunteered, observed, or inferred data. Now, listen to the scenario. Data Crunchers is taking on a project to develop a model for an athletic shoe retailer that predicts which brand customers are likely to purchase so that marketing efforts can target the right customer with the right shoe. For the best predictability, you should use data in your model because it has been gathered from users who are buying shoes. Now, you should use which data? Is it observed data, volunteer data, or infrared data? Which data are you supposed to use here? Hello?
Infrared data.
Infrared. Okay, why do you say infrared?
Because there's an existing database that we are extracting information from.
Okay, any other opinion?
Observed.
Observed. Why do you say observed?
Because I think, according to the other conscious is taking on a project to develop a model of an athletic shoe. So when the data to be pushed to them to be considered should be observed, because when you know the right people that use that kind of material, that kind of shoe, then when they use it, you will be able to I mean predict the kind of people you are doing it to also. Then again, if you observe how the ones that have been done before were utilized, you're able to base your own production on the observed data.
Okay, thank you very much. Does any other person have any opinion? Any other opinion? Does anyone have any other opinion? Okay, I want you to study this very well. Now, there's a scenario where they want to get athletic shoe, but they want to get data for which of the which brand should be preferable. So if we look at it, they need to observe. So this an observed data. It's not inferred. Okay, this is an observed data. According to the video, we have inferred, observe, and volunteer data. Okay, so let's go on. I even have the answers here already. I've been waiting to clear it, but I couldn't. But let's go on. Let me see if I can block it. If I can block the answer. It's not blocking. Okay, no problem. All right. So now your team is developing a chatbot to collect customers' information. We all know what chatbot is. All right. Chatbot is a robot that does chatting. It's an iRobot. We have our iRobot, we have physical robots. We have iRobots are most times called bots. When we get further to networking or security, you get to understand what you understand by what we call botnets. Bots. So we use bots. Bots are kind of codes that we generate on our software, on our programs to perform specific task for us. So chatbot, your team is developing a chatbot to collect customers' information, such as their likelihood to make a purchase, product preferences, and other information you cannot obtain elsewhere. This dash data can be used to greatly improve customer experience and satisfaction by giving them the best products based on their personal preferences. Is that a volunteer data, observed data, or inferred data? Can anyone answer me?
Volunteered now, like the answer is
It's already
volunteered.
there. Okay, so how do you
because
get this?
because
Yes, sir.
the question said that the information cannot be gotten elsewhere. So now your explanation for the observed is that, of course, the information you can get it from if we observed, you can get the information. But this one, because you cannot get it elsewhere, it then means we have to make sure that we have to take the questions to those who are involved to get their data. I think that is why it is voluntary. I don't know if I am right or wrong.
Yes, you are right. But I will still ask us another question after this exercise. All right, let's go to the last one. Getting ready for vacation. You spend a lot of time researching your travel plans on blogs and search engines. Later, you start getting ads for travel products and services. You were targeted for these ads because of the dash data gathered of your search histories, content consumption, and social media activity. What kind of data is that? No, the answer is there. I still want you to say something. Hello?
Those data we get from all these things we do online. Various information we gather online. In fact,
Okay.
data.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, when you look
But
at
I'm sorry, I have
sometimes,
a question there.
okay, I'm coming. Sometimes, let me just,
Okay.
okay, go ahead. Ask your question.
Okay. My question is this: inferred, Is it not? It looks related to that volunteered information.
Okay.
Although the only difference can be that the volunteered are intentional. That means maybe we actually had to go to the people that we want to get that from. Why this in fact we can just pick it randomly from the internet and what have you.
Okay. Infrared is different to volunteered. Let me explain carefully. That was one. A similar question I wanted to ask us because I wanted to ask us now, since we have answered these questions, please, I want everybody to contribute. If you have any concern, let me know, please. Let's share ideas together. If you look at volunteer data, how do you get your volunteer data? Okay. For example, some of us that we studied in Unilag, you on your own volunteer to fill the admission application form. Okay, not put knife on your throat that, oh yeah, tell us what is your name, tell us what is your mother's maiden name, tell us what is your date of birth. Such are volunteer data. You go to Facebook, you input your data, your name, your email address, your this and that, your location, the city where you live. These are volunteer data. You go to your Google, you on your own agree to Google privacy statement that they have access to your contact. These are volunteer data. You go to LinkedIn. These are volunteer data. So when a data scientist need to gather information, you go to all these portals, all these platforms to gather volunteer data. These are volunteer data, volunteer information that you didn't put neck on people's throat before you have them. Now, when it comes to observed data are data that we observe. We just observe. We observe that there are 2 million people in Oshodi. We observe that we have more female studying business admin. We have more male studying accounting. We have more male studying medicine than female. That is observation. That is observed. Now, when it comes to inferred, sometimes you just see Jumia sending you some kind of advert based on what you search. Maybe you just check, you just went to your Google and you said, what are the features of techno so. What is the difference of between Samsung phone over Techno or iPhone? Before you know it, Jumia will start sending you ad from Techno phone. We have Techno so. It's a 250,000. We have for iPhone this is 1.3 million naira. These are inferior data that is based on your activity, your online activity. So this is inferior. So this is different. This is different from volunteer. You didn't volunteer. You did it based on your activity, your online activity, your day-to-day schedule. Um, like you tap BRT bus. Your data is there that you normally take BRT bus every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday. That is inferred. That is not volunteered. But the information you put on BRT platform before you can have access to their card, what do they call their card again? Cowrie. That, yes, thank you, sir. Yes, cowrie. They will ask for your name. They will ask for your location. Then they will now ask you to deposit some money. That is volunteer data. That is not infrared. But infrared is like monitoring your activity. How many times do you use BRT in a week? That is infrared. So when it comes to observed is what information we gather based on our observation. So that is it. So to answer your question. Hello? Are you
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question or conclusion before we go on? Before we go to the next stage? All right, let's go on because I want us, if possible, if we can finish module 1 today, because we have only one more
But it's
class this
going
week.
well.
What do you say? Okay, we have just one more class this week. Then next week, Friday, we should be done with this introductory aspect. So let's watch this video again. So this is talking about data usage in our daily lives.
The collection and analysis of data is making information readily available for many different purposes. We are more connected than ever. In our homes, schools, work, and even the areas in which we play, advancements in technologies are generating large quantities of data. Everywhere you go and everything you do in this digital world becomes a new source of data. Data is being generated from sensors, devices, video, audio, networks, log files, transactional applications, the web, and social media. It is more commonly streaming over the networks and comes in a variety of sizes and formats. Among the uses for data in our daily lives are informing our decision making. From the product recommendations that we see on our shopping sites to performance statistics on athletes, to which groceries to stock in the market, our decisions are influenced by the results of data science and AI, identifying the improvements to processes and products. Through the ability to use data collected from product reviews and ratings, manufacturers can modify designs or change their processes to produce and deliver better products to their consumers. Tracking and predicting events. One of the greatest benefits we can realize from analytics is the ability to track, isolate, and even predict events. A network engineer can use a dashboard to isolate areas of slowdown and immediately react to ensure it doesn't cause problems for users. Climate analysts can accurately predict the impacts of weather on all aspects of our economies. Self-driving cars can recognize hazards and take actions to avoid accidents, enabling greater visibility into behaviors. Organizations now have greater visibility into how their products are used, the buying patterns of their customers, and the up-to-date logistical information to manage their lead times. This additional level of visibility enables managers to ensure that the right products are available for their customers in the shortest time possible.
Okay, can I ask?
Well, okay. When
When a mobile phone manufacturer, when Techno, uses data about phone product types, sources of purchase, and customer use patterns to better with the product they want, they are using data to do what? When Techno uses like the kind of product they demand for a computer village, what are they trying to do?
they are trying to enable
Greater visibility into customer behaviors. Thank you. That's correct. All right. So with this now, we are being able to identify um, what data it's all about, the different kind of data, the what we use data for, why do we gather data? Okay. Now, when we talk about the importance of visualization, which is the next one, which I will not take so much time on. It says the data analysis of data crunches work hard to create stories and reports from their clients' data. Analysts rely heavily on visualization techniques to make the information relevant and actionable. Visualizations are a way to display data in a manner that is easily understood. The most common ways to present data visually are charts and graphs. All right. Some of us, we are not used to this. That's why I say I'm not going to take much time on this. When we talk about data science, When we talk about visualizing your data, it's kind of presenting your data in such a way that even a dummy can easily understand what your data is all about. For example, if you send out a Google form, and by the time people start filling it, maybe you are just making inquiry on some, or you're just making some survey. Okay, you're like, how many houses on your street? How many people are connected to internet? How many people are using satellite cable? Which of the satellite cable are most used? Is it DSTV? Is it Star Times, or this and that? You see that by the time you collate all this information together, you can ask Google to visualize it and to present it in a chart form that's going to appear either as a pie chart or as a bar chart, mostly as pie chart. So the essence of presenting your data in a graphical form is what is referred to as data visualization. So in data science, when we talk about data visualization, the importance of visualizing your data, it goes a long way. It's not just presenting figure. Even as, let's assume, as a financial analyst or as an accountant, you are presenting a management account for people, for the management to make a wise decision as per the next year fiscal and the next fiscal year, how the finances is going to go. You see where the bunch of money is going into. Is it like salary? Is it fueling? Is it hotel bills, accommodation? Is it going on staff IOU and loan? If you have a bunch of your money going to staff IOU and loan, that means the salary is not enough for them. So if you have a bunch of your money going for hotel and hotel reservation and accommodation, what you need to do is, which part of the country are we spending much on hotel? And what do? You don't need to spend more on hotel again. The management should know that they should go and get a 3-bedroom or a bungalow in such city. Probably your head office is in Lagos, and most times you travel, or your staff goes to Abuja once in a week or twice in a week. Why spending that much money? So the visualization, data visualization, goes a long way to actually capture the attention of your client. Now, factors to consider when choosing visualization: the number of variables, which are the characteristics measured that need are shown, the number of data points or units of information in each variable, whether the data illustrates changes over time, hourly, daily, or weekly, the need to make comparison or correlation between different data points. Often analysts or data crunchers try a few different types of charts to choose the one that provides the most effective view of the information. Just like I've said earlier, you don't just conclude, I'm going to use this. You look at your audience, your clients, which one can easily capture them. It could even be in a kind of pictorial form that you analyze your visualization. These days, you see PowerPoint slide. It's not just writing text. You see your slide comes with some pictures. Maybe you want to present a new project to the management, and you just like introducing uh, a new version of ERP. I'm sure all of us know what ERP is, enterprise resource programs. A new version of ERP. You tell them why you need another ERP, but you are just writing stories. I mean, text here and there, from slide 1 to slide 2 to slide 25. They will get bored. But by the time you add your slides with some pictures, you see your staff, they are struggling with the present ERP, or the ERP has gotten some kind of vulnerability that have been compromised in some ways, that the the ERP is not easily attacked. So you kind of present such slide with visuals. So the same way, when you're doing data visualization, you try and present it with kind of a graphical representation, and that depends on the audience. You don't just give anyhow graphics to any kind of audience. All right, I think I'm good with this. All right, any question before I continue? Okay. Now, the correct type of data visualization can intuitively present complex data. Select each type of data visualization to see its typical use cases, and best practices. This is line charts. Okay. Now, this is what a line chart is used for. This is one of the most commonly used charts for comparing two data sets. Okay, you are comparing two data sets. Let's take note of that. Use line charts when the number of data points is high and you want to show a trend in the data over time. So some of us that like watching business news, or after 10 o'clock news, you wait for, I think after 40 minutes, they start showing the who lose or who gain in the stock exchange or the security exchange or what was. Most times we have line charts, we have all these things represented graphically. Okay, use cases for line charts. The scenarios where we use line chart: a company's quarterly sales for the past 5 years, the number of customers per week in the first year of a new retail shop, changes in the stock's price from opening to the closing bell. Best practices for line charts: label the axis and the reference. Okay, I have just 15 minutes more to go. I promise this class is going to be 1 hour, so I don't want to bore us with stories. So this is a column chart. Okay, which scenarios do we use column? Revenue by country, as shown in the chart example. Last year's sales for the top 4 car companies in Nigeria. We have IVM, we have Nord now. Yes, we have NORD. We have Dangote trucks now in Nigeria as well. Though most of these cars have been assembled here, but then we thank God Nigeria, we can assemble cars after Peugeot is out. So now I'm just trying to use something that it won't look like a mirage to us. All right, so these are scenarios where we use column charts. Then we have the next one, which is bar charts. Bar charts, okay? Bar charts are similar to column charts, except the data is horizontally displayed, but the other one is vertically displayed. That's column charts, while bar chart is horizontally displayed. Now, the scenarios where we use bar chart is for like GDP, 25 highest grossing nations, the number of cars at a dealership sold by each sales rep, exam scores for each student in the math class, and so on and so forth. This is pie charts, like I said earlier, in which we have just like, if you can remember, what is it now? Pizza. All right, it's being distributed like pizza. And which scenario do we use them? Some best practices for pie charts include: keep the number of categories minimal so the viewer can differentiate between segments. Beyond 10 segments. Now, secondly, use a different color or darkness, that is shades of color. If, for example, you have 100% black, then the next pie is going to be like 70% black. Then the next one is going to be 50% black until you get to white. That is what they mean by different color or darkness. That is or darkness of grayscale. That's different shades of it could be the same color but of different shades. Order the segments according to size. Make sure the value of all segments are equal to 100. Then lastly, we have what is called scatter plots. Scatter plots is just like connect the dots. You just connect the dots. What do we call it in under graph? I've forgotten what we did in secondary then. All right, we just try to connect the dots pam, 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 and before you know it, you are able to draw your line graph. Okay, this is an example of scattered plots. Okay, because of time, let me give room for your questions so that by tomorrow we continue in data is all around us. Then we watch this video tomorrow. Okay, so any question here? Any question, please?